friends, it's T and I'm back with a new video. It's on Jason Blaha. Yes, we're going to do another video, reaction video to the gym lifting, recruiting slave, gear slave, fitness slave, whatever, himself, Jason Blaha. All right, man. Jason Blaha says, one single trick to get insanely strong. Okay.
All right, I'm going to give you guys and gals the simple tip for getting brutally strong. Again, this is...
Oh, he is he? Okay, I can't wait to hear this.
Speaking as someone who has set state records in powerlifting as a master's, someone who's coached people at the national level in powerlifting, who still produces pretty jacked people as a general rule. So here's kind of the biggest trick. Honestly, just do heavy singles. That's it. That is all you have to do in addition to your normal hypertrophy training.
Wow, all you have to do is singles. Heavy singles. There you go. And you're going to get brutally strong. Brutally.
And when I say heavy singles, I just mean training maxes. I'm not saying you have to hit true maxes or max out. But what we have to think about is what gives you the foundation of strength, right? If we think about it.
Let's think about it. What gives apes the foundation of their strength? Oh, the amount of muscle fibers they have and testosterone, yes. That goes along with having all those muscle fibers. What makes an ant brutally strong for its size? Because it may have 75% of its body is muscle, and it can live 10 times its body weight without practicing. Without practicing. An ape can bench press 4,000 pounds, apparently, without practicing. Interesting, isn't it?
What does all the research show? That muscle mass relative to lever lengths for your individual genetics will determine your strength potential, right? So...
And that happens postnatal? Prenatal. Yeah. It usually ends at 15. Yeah, and the amount of muscle fibers that you come with, and usually they last you the lifetime, your lifetime. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
What I would generally advocate to people who want to play the long game, and I'm not saying other forms of...
That determines your strength. The amount of muscle fibers that you were born with, that will determine your strength. And you're going to say, well, this guy in the school, he's stronger than me. Well, he may have more muscle fibers than you. That's why he's strong. And then you're like, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to lift a heavy weight. And I'm going to show him stronger than him. No. You're going to get better at lifting heavy weights. But he's still going to be stronger than you because he has more muscle fibers than you. So if you physically try to do something to him physically, he's going to be stronger than you. Yeah. I mean, Larry Wheels and all these other people, they learn the hard way, even though they're on drugs and stuff. They inject strength. They go to these like arm wrestling matches, and these arm wrestlers, they taught them a lesson. Yeah.
Periodization don't work. I'm not saying any of that. What I am saying is if you just get really, really jacked, your strength ceiling is going to be very high. Muscle mass, just gain.
If you get jacked, your strength ceiling will be very high. Yes, if you get jacked. But the problem is nobody out there is getting jacked because you've all reached a myonuclear domain size limit. You understand? A ceiling limit during hypertrophic process. Beyond where the satellite cell can donate any more extra nuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth, because you've tapped out. You've tapped out in that domain. You came into the gym the first time, because that's why science tells you a unique feature of untrained muscles is that they get stiff and sore the next day due to what? Damage. Untrained. They didn't say trained muscles. And then when they get damaged, they go through a repair and a remodeling, and they hypertrophy. And that's when the satellite cell can no longer donate any more extra nuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth of that domain. Get it, dude? You've adapted. How did you adapt? Easy. Your muscles repaired and remodeled stronger, so now they're resilient from further assaults. They protect your muscles protect themselves by getting stronger to protect from any more muscle damage. That's why they bring up things like the repeated bout effect. Protects muscle from a repeated bout of any more damage. Get it, broski? So now you are a lifting slave. You understand? You understand me?
Muscle, train like a bodybuilder. Okay? That's where you get most of it.
Train like a bodybuilder. They fail. They failed at it. So what do? They bulk. They eat artificial food called carbohydrates. We have two types of muscle. We have myofibrillar growth, right? And we have sarcoplasmic. And now it's shifted into sarcoplasmic because that domain has ended. It reached the ceiling limit. And so now you're building sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. You get it, man? They didn't lie in those maps. Some people are going to try to tell me that, they have to go together, sarcoplasmic, myofibrillar. No, no. Science shows you a map of it. They show you there's more sarcoplasmic than myofibrillar growth because that domain has ended. Get it?
And once you have a good size,
you all call it newbie gains, like this old man here in the garage lifting every day. He's lifting, but he's not building any muscle. He's not getting bigger. See what I mean? He's not getting bigger because muscles have a domain limit. Now, fat cells, they don't have a domain limit. Now, the sarcoplasm doesn't have a domain limit. It can blow up like crazy by eating glycogen, an artificial diet called carbohydrates, drugs. Okay? It's really simple.
Base, if you want to get strong, keep in mind that strength is a skill. Okay?
I don't know what he means by getting strong. You want to get stronger so that you're further resilient from muscle damage, so that it protects from any more damage and then you can't build any more muscle? Is that what you're trying to do? I don't understand what he's trying to say. Or you want to get better at lifting these weights, get stronger at lifting these weights. Is that it? Well, that's really simple because you're gonna get these myocytic androgen receptors. They're for force production. That's what they're there for. So that you increase molecules, they bind to them, they get a bit wider, bigger, you get more of them. They're for maximum force production, and you recruit more motor units. That's all you're doing. It's actually based on chemical strength. That's what you're doing. You're increasing chemical strength in your body, and it's going to help you to lift. It's going to make you better at lifting these weights. That's all it's going to do. You're never going to get brutally strong because you're not building brutally big, strong muscles or more of them.
Strength is a skill, and it's oftentimes to some extent lift.
Does this look like does this look like a skill to stand there and move your legs up and down with a belt like him? Is this a skill to get this, to try to accumulate more, to recruit more motor units and androgen receptors so that you could lift something for the rest of your life in a garage in hell? Give me a break, man.
Specific. So what I would say is
he never got stronger, because if he was strong, he could literally go away for 2 years, come back, and he should be able to lift those weights. But he never built any muscle because he doesn't understand that muscle has a myonuclear domain. They have domains. These domains, you have to overcome them. You understand me? They're limited to each domain. But if you don't understand what that means, too bad. I can't explain it to you.
Take the lifts that you want to be really strong at and do either those lifts or close variations of them for heavy singles at least 90% max.
He's been lifting for ages. He's never built any muscle. He's never built any muscle. And if any muscle that he got, I told you, was in the beginning, like they show you nuclei overload precedes hypertrophy, not lost on detraining. When they show you that map, it says untrained, first training, satellite cell fusion, hypertrophy. That's a myonuclear domain, okay? Reach the ceiling limit, beyond now. The satellite cell can't donate any more extra nuclei to support further muscle growth. It's dead, it's gone. And it's protected. It's protected. Wow. So repaired and remodeled a lot stronger, so it's protected from from further assaults of any more damage. You understand me? That's the whole point. That's the adaptation process. An adaptation means to protect. It's protected against what? The damage. And if you can't get any more damage, you can't get any more growth. It's really simple, bro. Get it? Now, you could go and put a truck on your shoulders and walk around with it. Gravitational loading. Go walk with a car on your shoulders every day, 24 hours, and sleep with it. See what happens. Maybe you'll grow, maybe you won't. But I've seen people walk with like from ships. They're still loading things from ships to ground, and they're carrying shit all day long on their back, and they're loading stuff, and they're in South America, and they look like little men. They're not growing. I don't see them growing up. They're not getting bigger and stronger. They're not getting anything. They look worn out, if anything, and they look short because it could stunt your growth.
With good form, like for example,
walking with a heavy weight can stunt your growth. You understand me? So there you go.
You see me throwing around some training maxes in this video at the start. Those are obviously not true maxes for me. They're not the biggest lifts I've hit. But the actual act of doing heavy singles will get you strong. Okay? And again, I want to be clear.
Doing heavy singles will get you strong. It'll get you better at doing them. That's what it'll get you doing.
You don't have to grind on them. You don't have to go crazy.
If you don't build any more muscle, you're not going to get stronger. It's really simple.
Strong, crazy heavy. I have plenty of clients over the years who going into powerlifting meets, we don't even hit their max.
It is astronomically difficult to damage muscles, especially after the first time they get damaged and they repair, listen to the word, repair and remodel bigger and stronger. So now they put up a defense, a wall. Get it? You have to try to figure out how to get this damage to come back if you really want to build more muscles. It's based on a domain limit. You understand me? It's complicated. Maybe people just don't understand that, but like I said, you have to figure it out. It's really tough, and it comes with consequences. There are consequences when you do get this damage. It comes with consequences, and it has to go through, again, it will have to go through a repair and a remodeling. You're going to have to go through painful restriction, reduced force capacities, pain. It's going to be a lot of pain that whole week if you ever do get damaged.
Just before the meet.
And you need to be in a positive nitrogen balance. If you're not, you'll get an apoptosis. So you'll actually lose muscle. If they damage, let's say you damage muscles, and you weren't in a positive nitrogen balance, that protein synthesis didn't exceed that breakdown, man, you're fucked, because you're going to get an apoptosis. You'll lose muscle. And it's happened to people, believe me. They've actually gotten weaker.
Meaning, and I'm talking some really big lifts. Like one of my guys who in the 220 ended up squatting 680 raw with no wraps. Keeping in mind at 220 pounds, 680 with no wraps.
I love this. People are so impressed with like low body. He weighs 150 pounds, but he bench pressed about 405 for one rep. Whoa. Yeah, ants, I don't know. Ants, what? They can lift 10 times their body weight, and they didn't practice at it. Okay.
I used to put up clips.
So he spent his entire life practicing at bench pressing 405, so he can impress everybody in a gym. I am 150 pounds and I bench press 405 for one rep. I'm super strong. No big guy would ever, no big strong person would ever be scared of a small strong guy. Get it? They laugh at them.
Of his lifting, doing like.
And so do women. Women are going to just laugh at him and see him as a 150-pound weak, small, weak guy. You understand me? And even if you told them in the street, these women, hey, but I'm 150 pounds, I can bench press 405. They're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
615, right? If you guys remember, like I put up shorts. Here's him squatting 605. Here's him squatting 615. Here's him doing 580.
Dude, nobody's impressed with how much you can lift, because they can't see what you can lift in the street. They only see what you look like.
5 for a triple. Okay, I used to put that up. We never.
Look, man, if I was all of you, I would focus on trying to get over myonuclear domain limits. That's the whole goal of bodybuilding, to get over myonuclear domain limits. First, you need to know the secret that gets you over them. Once you understand the concept of what gets you over them, then you need to move for doing that to get over those domains. You understand me? So you could build yourself brutally bigger and stronger, so you don't have to be a lifting slave. Like this guy, a weak, small, weak lifting slave. Get it?
Never had to hit over a 615 in training, and when he got to the platform, he knocked out a 680. Now, people would say, well, like, how did you get him there then? Lots of hypertrophy work. We lived on leg presses and good mornings, right? Now, we're talking pretty heavy leg presses for 10 to 12 reps. Like, you know, what I mean by that, full range of motion over 1,000 pounds for work sets. But we built
full range of motion. Yeah, that's great to recruit these motor units and androgen receptors, focusing on the concentric part of the lift. But that doesn't do anything. It just makes you better at doing that, the concentric part. And that actually takes up more energy. Remember, going against gravity takes up more energy. Going with gravity, less energy. And that's associated, eccentric is associated with what? Getting over these what? The myonuclear domain limit. You understand me?
Up with that. We just did lots and lots of leg work. And then lots of good mornings for him. And I got the job done.
Oh, yeah.
Now, granted, again, when I say good mornings, I'm talking like sets of 10 plus reps with 315.
He's absolutely adapted to everything he's doing here. So what exactly is he doing? He's not built. Why is he lifting weights? Because he's going to use that to get leaner? You don't need weights to lose body fat. You understand me? You need to be in a high nutrient diet, on a very high nutrient diet, and your body will get rid of the fat because it thinks it's in a feast and not a famine. But he's starving his body. And he's on TRT, recycling old protein, which is gross. You know, you're not here's the thing. You're taking artificial hormones, recycling old protein and carbs and stuff in your body. It's recycling it. That's gross, man, because your body is made to build up proteins and break them down on a daily basis so they can release it. It's gross to recycle old stuff in your body. It'll age you. It will age you. Intermittent fasting ages you because that raises your hormones and that starts recycling old proteins and things and whatever in your body. Recycling old stuff, keeping stuff in there is toxic. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's like holding poop in your bowels and not shitting. You understand me? And then it keeps building up and you keep holding it, and then it just keeps building up, and more shit keeps building up. That's just gross, man.
You know, for good mornings.
Yeah.
Right? And he trained like that all the time.
Then you get you get something called acid reflux. That's gross coming out your throat.
Enough to develop the posterior chain strength and back strength to support that. And so we did that, and we did lots of leg pressing, and this pan is a game changer. Strength and back strength to support that. And so we did.
The posterior chain, Borowski. It's got to support that. The posterior chain, yeah.
And we did that, and we did lots of leg pressing. And we did heavy singles on normal squat, like squats with a bands, different stuff. You know, at his level, that's what we had to do. Same thing. I took one of my lifters who we just do heavy.
Again, bands, using rubber bands, and you adapted. It's not going to do anything. You're adapted. You're just wearing your body out in accelerated aging. Look, if you are adapted to these exercises now, you're adapted to doing them, right? You're just wearing yourself out. You're wearing your joints, wearing out your body. In accelerated aging, that's all you're doing, really. You're not doing anything there.
Singles on squats and squat variations who at 175 hit a 505, and I put up his clips too. What do we do? Lots of hypertrophy work on good mornings, lots of leg presses.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sure, lots of good mornings and leg presses and all that. Sure, Yeah, okay. I know factory workers, they go to work every day and they just lift different boxes and bottles and things all day, yeah.
Now, we could have done RDLs and other stuff too in place of the good mornings, but for a squat specifically, it works. We just build the muscles up, right? We build the muscles up. I've taken plenty of lifters who...
We build the muscles up. You know, people used to build their muscles up a little bit doing different jobs. They would go and they do these labor jobs, and they would be different. They would do things that they were not accustomed to doing sometimes on that labor job. They would move or circulate, move around. They were building their muscles. Yes, involuntarily they were building them. They didn't want to build them, but they were built. They were forced to build.
For their bench, we do a little bit of heavy benching.
I would say if you want to build muscles, you're going to have to force to build them, but you're going to have to do something very specific.
And again, I'm talking guys like him who are like those same two.
In other words, you're going to have to force your muscle to damage, that focal damage, so that you can build muscles. I know, you're going to say, we don't need to damage muscles to build muscles. No. You really need to damage muscles to build muscles. You need to get a new adaptation. Unless, like I said, you want to walk around with a truck on your back or get really fat, bulk to the point where you're 400 or 500 pounds, and see if your body will build up some muscle.
Lifters, I think I put up like a 405 or like a 425 here or there of him on the bench, and he hits 450 in a competition. Hey, but we didn't do a bunch of triples and fives. We didn't do all that. We just come in and do heavy work when needed. And that's what I'm telling people, is that if you're looking to just get really strong, you only need the heavy singles as far as the exercises you want to get really good at. You don't need 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s. No, because maxing is a skill. Singles are a skill. And if you just get really good at doing singles with a heavy weight, with good form, it will carry over to a big max. It will develop the skills that you need. You know, again, heavy meaning 90% or more. Okay? You start getting into that range of where your current lifts would be. But they can be nice and pretty. But doing the heavy singles will actualize, your strength potential. It will actualize it. This is what you need to do. And outside of that, I would tell people, if you're chasing the long game, you're not trying to just burn out. Because a lot of people are like, well, this guy over here, he did this, and in 8 years he hit this. Yeah, but then he burned out. I'm talking about if you want to play the long game, you need to focus on just building tissue. Get big. Build bone density, build tendons, build lots and lots and lots of muscle.
Get big, build lots and lots of muscle and lots of tendons. Just get big and just build them. Well, why isn't he building them then? Why isn't he not building them? Why isn't his tendons and building lots and lots and lots of muscle and all that kind of stuff? Why?
Okay, come in and bodybuild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come in and bodybuild, guys. Build. Just build lots and lots and lots of muscle. And build lots of these tendons and everything. Get brutally strong. Build lots and lots and lots of them. Go ahead, guys. Come on, guys. Come on. You can do it, guys.
Get thick. Build lots of muscle. And then come in.
Yeah, build lots of muscle and then come in. Build lots and lots of muscle. Come on, guys. You can do it. Build it. Build it. Why don't you just talk to your body and say, listen, body, let's make a deal here. Just build me lots of muscles. And your body tells you to go F yourself. It's not going to build fuck all.
And do the heavy singles. But the singles are what you need.
It's going to protect itself. It's going to adapt by protecting itself from getting any more damage, from building any more muscle. That's what it's going to do.
Okay, and that really...
And if you're too stupid to understand that, too bad, man.
Truly is the trick. It's the most efficient way to get it done on the strength side.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that or think about that. And they proved that at Westside a long time ago, right? It was max effort work made up 5% of their training, and they did serious max effort work. And then he just got the guys jacked, and he did a lot of speed work and explosive stuff. But all of that was really, what was that doing? Just training skill and then mostly getting people big. Because then even Louis...
Training skill and getting most people big. No, none of them are. That's why people take steroids. Because I've mentioned this before. One time I was talking in the old gym that I was going to, SF, and there was a guy there. We were just having a real simple conversation. I said, the reason why people take steroids is because they've reached a domain limit. They're not building any muscle, so the people turn to the alternative. They take steroids. Get it? They think that's going to build them muscle, and it doesn't. And so it's fake. It's artificial. And so this asshole trainer came up to me, and then he goes, hey, don't listen to that guy. Don't talk to him and everything. He knows what he's talking about. And then he started screaming about steroids. Everybody's taking steroids in here. I never said everybody in this gym was taking steroids. I said when I was having that conversation, it was fucking private. But this cunt of a fucking trainer started cut in and started attacking me for no reason. Because he's a piece of shit. That's why. So I said to this guy, which I was having a private conversation, I said, the reason why people go on steroids, I say, because they reach the domain limit. A lot of people, they find that hard to get, they can't get over it. They're not building any muscle. They're not building muscles in a gym. So they take the alternative. That's why people take steroids. It's kind of obvious. Look at YouTube. Everybody's taking steroids. Why? To reach domain limit. You understand me? They'll say that they they'll say that they reached their natural genetic limit. No, they reached a domain limit in those lifts, but they don't know how to get over it, and so they take steroids. You understand me, bro? You understand? They're not, when they're saying these things, these are their instincts coming out. Yeah. And so they give up. You understand? Rightfully so.
Would say like 70% of their work was just bodybuilding work. Strongest gym in the world. Strongest gym in the world. And I'm not saying novices can't base build with some 5x5s and things. In fact, I think that's great for novices to base build on. But once you've built a little bit of a base, if you want to get strong, just do the heavy singles and just focus on your physique, focus on gaining muscle, focus on, again.
Oh man, focus on your physique, focus on gaining muscle. You need an expert, a master, then if that's what you truly want to do. Only a master can explain to you how to build a physique and build muscle. You understand me? Now, if you want to see some yo-yo guy with a bald head lifting weights in the garage all day, you can mimic what he's doing, lifting these weights. Adapted. Getting better at lifting them every day. Just be good at lifting them. You understand me? Then you should follow Jason Blaha. But channels like mine are a rarity on YouTube. There are no channels like mine, like my old channel that Blaha couldn't wait to take me down with a copyright strike, and this channel that I have now. I even explained some of it on this channel, not as much as I did on my old channel, but I explain it in this channel too. It's a rarity. You'll never find anybody like me on the internet that explains how to get over myonuclear domain limit. There are no channels like mine. Look around. You'll never find anybody that explains it the way I do. And I even use real science, bro. I use real stuff. I really explain it to you.
Just building muscle everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easy to say. Just building muscle everywhere. Okay. How, Blaha? How do we build muscle everywhere? How? Please tell us. He's telling you just build muscle everywhere, but he doesn't tell you how to. You understand me? What a stupid channel this is.
There's no muscle in your body that will not carry over somewhere to your strength, including your biceps, your calves, everything.
Yes, I know that. But how do you build it? How?
Everything. All right? Just get big. Gain muscle.
See, guys? Just get big. Just gain muscle. But how? How do we do it? Blah, tell us.
And that really is your solution. But that truly is. So you could almost take any.
See, guys, that's your solution. The solution is to figure out how to build that muscle. The problem is he's not telling you. I'm the only person on the internet that tells you the solution of how to get brutally fucking massive and strong. Get it?
Bodybuilding or hypertrophy program, add some heavy singles.
Bodybuilding hypertrophy program, add some singles. Yeah, is that how you do it? Okay, guys, just add some singles. Now, why aren't you growing?
And again, they do not.
Listen, you're all getting a stronger, but how come none of you are getting a bigger when you got a stronger? Why isn't anybody getting bigger? I've seen guys, skinny guys, they go, look, I'm 150 pounds and I can deadlift fucking 500, 600, 700. I can bench press 400. Why are they so small then? I thought that if you progressively overload or if you get a stronger, you're going to get a bigger. So why any of you getting bigger? And then you're all like, I weigh 150 pounds. I can bench press 400.
Need to be crappy, grindy, bad form maxes. In fact,
whatever.
They probably shouldn't be.
Whatever.
That's the tip. That's the trick.
That's the tip.
All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that.
Thank God, man. That's all he has to say. I'll see you in the next one. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next one. All you have to do is build lots and lots and lots of muscles, guys. Get it? So you can get brutally strong. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends.